YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV. We've got issues to deal with later today, but first up, I want to big up our special guest, Ashley Waters, also known as Asher D, up in the building. What's up, sir?
Tim? What's going on?
Now,
cool?
you are the ultimate soldier, in my humble opinion, because you
keep working.
You keep working, but that one day when you didn't look a complete man, you struggled into this building, limping, hardly able to talk, grimacing.
I swear this is like 2 years old, you know.
But the vision is still the vision of that pain from man to man. It looked at what actually happened that day.
I ain't saying you. You get me on this, describing, explaining.
Okay,
man.
Okay, man.
I had to go in. I had to go in. I had a problem in my lower regions.
Exactly.
If you know what I mean. So
he came in looking half a nut when he came in that day.
You're on point.
But he still ripped a hot freestyle, grimacing throughout, but still delivering.
Yeah, I used the pain, innit?
I used the pain and just fed. Are you a method actor?
No. Well, when I have to be.
So how do you normally act? Just base it on characters you know around the way?
Yeah, base it on people I know, use real experiences, you know, try and make them relate to the character that I'm playing at the time. But there was, I did a film called Sugar House where I was playing like a crack addict and an alcoholic.
So you just dug deep for that?
9 years, so I had to go with the method on that one. Do you know what I mean?
So you wouldn't have got high?
Yeah, no, not necessarily.
You would have got high.
I stayed with some addicts for a while, for a good 3 weeks, kind of day to day, and kind of just took notes really and watched what they did.
So 3 weeks with them. How long were you in rehab?
No, I didn't have to go rehab after. I was fine. It's just a part, do you know what I mean? And you know, like sometimes you got to go in and you got to do what most people wouldn't, do you know what I mean? But not.
Okay, so speaking, all right, I'm just going to put it out there. You know, if you're a method actor, if I was an executive producer and I offered you a lot of money for this role of a gay man in my movie, would you do method acting for that?
What do you mean? What was that? What would that entail?
Going out and experiencing the method.
What? No, what? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're joking. You're taking it too far.
Sorry, I was just asking.
No, I mean, it is a legitimate question, but
yes.
I'm saying, like, obviously there's a certain extent in it before you don't want to actually, you want to become that character on screen, but that's acting, innit? You're playing someone. So you might, I don't know, in someone in that situation, they might want to go to a gay bar and watch other gay people interact or whatever, but
you wouldn't get picked up if you're in that gay bar.
Well, obviously not. Obviously not. I'm a father of three, man. I go in with my ladies, so
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, Dead Man Running. It's on Blu-ray.
Yeah, 1st of March.
I know people with Blu-ray. They say it's pretty crazy. And on DVD. Now, you were an executive producer alongside Rio Ferdinand.
No, I wasn't. I didn't executive produce that, but
oh no, sorry, wrong. Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole.
Sorry, I misread that. Sorry, there's a typo here. Could you inform the people it's Ashley Cole? So, how did they come to exec? Too much money?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they got money to play with like that. No, I think it was just through kind of a lot of the actors that were involved kind of had a lot of links with Rio. And Rio, that's something that he's doing kind of on a more regular basis at the moment.
He's really investing into movies?
In movies, yeah. So I'm talking to him about doing some other stuff.
Oh, tremendous, man.
You know, so it's a good look. But,
and what an incredible lineup. 50 Cent, obviously.
Yeah, 50. You got
Tama, Danny.
Blender
Blethyn,
obviously.
Who's Brenda Blethyn?
Well, she's a very well-established actor, very well-known actress.
What role were you in this movie?
I played a guy called Fitzroy. I basically was like 50s sidekick. I handle his business over in the UK because the film's set in the UK. 50 plays a loan shark, but he's based in the States. And he comes over when Danny and Tama owe him quite a bit of money and kind of puts like a 24-hour thing on them to pay it back. So
for method acting, what did you go around and beat up some people for that?
No. I just it's kind of used everyday life for me. You know
exactly. Hard knocks, baby. Now you're in a play. What play are you in at the moment?
It's called Off the Endz.
Off the Endz.
Royal Court Theatre.
Oh wow. Okay, where's the Royal Court Theatre?
Sloane Square,
That one there?
Chelsea, yeah.
The one on Sloane Square, the big one?
Yeah, that big one right
there.
Oh,
wow. And what's that, Off the Endz?
Off the Endz, it's just a play. I mean, it's kind of like, it's about a love triangle, about a guy who comes out of prison. He's been in prison 3 years, a guy called David.
David, do you play David?
I played David.
Okay, and now you've been in jail for 3 years.
Yeah.
What did you do?
He was into burglary. He was a thief.
He was a thief. He went to jail. Do the time.
He went to jail, did his time. In that period of time while he was in jail, his best friend Kojo.
His best friend Kojo, not the comedian, but a Kojo guy.
Yeah. Ends up with the girl he was with before he went jail.
Okay, now can I ask you on this subject, right?
Yeah.
People won't like me for saying this, but I believe the attitude for women is when their man's in jail.
This is going to be controversial.
No, it doesn't count.
Go on.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Nah.
That's what women say, yeah?
That's what I say to women.
That's what you say.
who've got like men in jail.
Well, have you been reading the figures?
I can.
How many people have gone to jail?
I can relate to Kojo because, you know, when you're in jail, you're on pause. You're sitting down, you're on pause. Life goes on, and I feel that. I just feel like, come on, you know what I mean? You know, and then when, you know, David gets out of jail, you have to step back. That's you step back. It was on loan. You were just renting.
That's
the
deep.
owners come
deep.
back.
That's deep. I can't really agree with you on that one.
What you think?
You know, like in another place, another time, we weren't on there. I might talk differently, but
you believe in ride and die chicks?
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Where
are you going to meet them?
Definitely. They're about.
And they ain't got kids.
I hope I got one.
I've no comments on that. But let's hope you don't. Let's hope you don't go to jail. Do you know what I mean? Let's just hope you don't go to jail.
Same here.
Okay, so Kojo, the sneaky guy, is slipped in there, which I feel he has a right to do.
David's cool. David's cool with it.
Okay. David's cool with it.
He's cool with it.
Okay, what was the baby mama talk?
He's moved on. They're having a baby now, Kojo and the girl.
And then what happens? Let's obviously
basically, I mean, I don't want to give away the whole story, but I mean, David comes through, and although he don't want to get his girlfriend back, he kind of makes a lot of problems in their relationship, and they're kind of in debt, and he's on the roads and kind of makes them put their money into road business, and things go wrong. So
it's a mess.
Yeah, it's
and the moral of the story
is there's loads of ways to get money, but there's only one right one.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, cool. I'll feel you on that one, my brother. YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.